Hi YouTube, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to cover off something slightly different to what I usually do. Because when you're in the process, there are so many things that are happening that you tend to forget or not document. Some of them things can be real key points for make or break decisions. Now, firstly, it seems really simple and it's something that we all take for granted. Now, our property we knew had electric, which was a given, but we also thought that it had gas. We even contacted the gas board and asked them, and they said there was a registered code, so the property did have gas, which was fantastic. So that meant that we didn't have to worry about when we rip everything up, that we won't have a problem connecting gas and it won't cause any further delays. Now, the builder was also aware of this, so it made things a lot easier for decision making and when to put things in place and to what to leave open for access. Now, the thing that we didn't take into account is the incorrect information that we was given by the gas board. The previous owners decided to switch to oil, which was fine, but they had had the gas capped off. Now, most of the time, this wouldn't actually be an issue because you just turn the gas back on and then away you go. But unfortunately, because the pipes were so old, they needed replacing. Now, that caused a lot of aggravation. We then had to get through to the right department, which took me in total 4 hours speaking to different people, which cut me off, passed me to different departments, and finally speak to someone who could help us. Now, the only reason why we were actually given a priority because it was winter and we had a young child. However, that's not the end of it. It took them a total of 10 weeks to come out and to then get the pipes connected. This caused an unbelievable amount of stress. The build had to be postponed. Property was in the middle of winter and had no heating at all. We were just about to move in. So eventually, 12 weeks later, disruption of digging up the front road to connect the gas and connecting it to our house, and we were £1,200 lighter, which meant we had heating. However, the bit that is most important, which was really frustrating, is that because we didn't have gas, we had to run everything off of electric. And because it was a cold time of year, we actually had to have heaters in pretty much every single room to keep the house warm. Now, this wasn't just because of our benefit. This was because the house needed to be warm because there'd been no heating at all within the property since it had been built up. So this would have a huge effect on things like flooring, the plastered walls, the skirting boards, architrave. Once it has heat to it, it slightly changes shape. Now, this is a completely different story altogether. However, this was something that initially we thought was going to be fine and quite simple to change, but ended up being an absolute nightmare. Not only for us, but also for the other trades. This caused huge delays for every other trade that was coming in, and so on and so on. It also hurt us financially because everything was being run off of electric. Small fan heaters and dehumidifiers can be very, very expensive when you're running them for a month. And that's why in 1 month alone, our electricity board decided to charge us just over £800 for the privilege of using electricity. Even worse than that is I inquired before we went down this route to see if I could go on a deal with the current electric provider, and they said no, they couldn't put me on a deal. They said they could still run electricity to the property, but it would need to be on a standard variable rate, which is extremely high. Now, I'm not going to mention the name of the utility provider, but all I can say is I'm not with them anymore. So the moral to the story is when you're house renovating or you are doing works on a property, make sure that the basics like electricity, gas and your central heating is all up and running. You know where it is, or you know what needs to be replaced. And sometimes these are things that crop up that developers and new house renovators don't even consider. Every house you think's got gas and electric. Well, it hasn't, especially old properties that need to be renovated, and that can be really costly. Ladies and gents, it was a little short video today, but I hope you found it helpful and it's something that you need to really consider. Thanks for watching as always. Please send us a like, subscribe, and see you in the next video.